What are you gonna do now, Ryan?
I'm leaving. I said I'd leave, I'm leaving.
Like the fog, Ryan. The fog.
I know, but...
It's not gonna stay put like that.
Don't antagonize me.
I recommend going to the end viewpoint. I got a couple of shots from there, but I'm gonna go on to the next place now.
Yeah, I'm leaving. Ford's happier than me right now. Devil's Garden Trailhead and Double O Arch was one of the bigger hikes we had planned, and so I was excited to get up and go shoot this stuff because there was some cool looking stuff in the research.
We try not to do an evening hike and then the very next morning do a morning hike. It's just better on the body, but the scheduling just worked out that way. It started out great, like actually right away you're hiking just through the mountains. Like there are just these little splits in the mountains, and automatically the hike is epic from the first few steps.
So on this hike, Ford's moving along, getting towards the main goal for the arch, and I'm shooting along, and then we ran into some deer, which was a nice surprise that we hadn't been seeing much wildlife, and here they are.
You have to stop what you're doing and get these deer. Yeah, we were on our way to Delicate Arch and Double O, but we didn't know if we were gonna see another deer. So this was our one chance, possibly. They clearly are pretty used to people. They're hanging out on a pretty popular trail. So we could actually get a little bit closer than if we were hiking through the forest and we randomly came up across a deer. That deer does not want to be anywhere near us, but they were actually a little bit more used to people. So we could actually get a little bit closer and get some more ideal shots.
At this point, I've got to kind of have a controlled mania because I can't scare them away. So I got to stay calm, but I'm not internally calm. You got to stop and get the wildlife anytime you can, even though there's the light going on the arch. Got to get the wildlife. Little wildlife shot. Some deer action, unexpected. Oh, he's right there on like a cliff with like a, no, we'll put that back on. That was my first one of those this trip. Luckily it's soft sand. Hopefully it's not something, and hopefully the sand's not in the element. And we're not gonna use that anywhere in the series, right, David? That's not making a cut. And you assholes. Thank you.
Ryan and I have kind of this tortoise and hare thing going whenever we do a hike. A lot of the times it's me just making it to the end because Ryan wants to shoot so much along the trail. So he'll usually shoot way ahead of me. Like he's sometimes like a mile ahead of me. But I will just usually end up making it to the end just because he stops so much. So it's very much tortoise and the hare in my mind. And also, look what I found. A wild Ryan lens cap in the in the wild. It's beautiful. I can't believe it. Yeah, you shouldn't disturb things like this, but I'm gonna take it for myself. It's beautiful. I've seen my boy Ryan do this several times. He's so excited to get to the next spot. He leaps up and runs over and usually leaves a couple things behind. I've seen him run across a field while just stuff was falling out of his backpack constantly. And but this time it was just a lens cap. He got up, ran off to the next viewpoint, and there it was, Ryan's lens cap.
don't know. I mean, every once in a while you lose the lens cap. I don't think it's a big deal. I think everyone does it. I think, you know, I lose lens caps. What do you want? I dropped the lens cap because I was trying to get the shoot and Ford found it. It happens. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's only so much time of this light during the day, and I like to get as much as I possibly can during it, so I'm flying from shot to shot, and that's when I get a little careless with my gear.
He owes me something, a beer, because he didn't lose the lens cap, thanks to me.
If I was shooting by myself, we'd never get to the target. And yeah, I get lots of cool stuff on the way, so the balance is there. And I have to be the only stressed person in this environment.
That's true.
Ford's gonna sally forth and make sure we get the actual goal in this light. And I'm just gonna start shooting, and it works out. Because my anxiety won't allow me to stop and ignore this stuff, and yet we need to get to the spot. So it works out perfectly. He's goal-oriented, I'm action-oriented. It works.
Our dynamic can be so different, but so complementary, I would say. If we just went straight to Delicate Arch, then we'd be missing out on all this stuff along the way. So Ryan's really occupied with being able to get these shots while they're great in the moment. I'm a little bit more of a let's push towards the location, because the idea is we started the hike to get to the location in this certain light. It's kind of the best of both worlds, because Ryan does get a lot of stuff that I don't get along the trail. Usually I end up at the location with the ideal light, so we actually get both. It's great.
Like at this time of day, like literally every minute makes a difference in the way the light looks. And you can feel it, you can sense it, the way the clouds are moving there. Like the only thing holding back that sun right now is those clouds. That light is shifting by the minute in the morning. And there's only so many shots that you can get. Don't want to waste any time. And I'll never be happy. I'll never be pleased. Just is the way. See, look, okay, peeking out. So now we get those light rays coming out, but while this is shooting, I'm looking like we got light coming on those rocks, so I'm scoping out that shot next.
Light showing up on the arch right now.
See, Ford's shooting the arch, and he called ahead and said, hey Ryan, you should probably get to the other viewpoint, because it starts with landscape arch, and then you move on to 00 arch. Yep, get it, right behind you. I should move on. I should move. Come on, baby. Ah! I can feel the light. I can feel it. You can sense it. It changes, it shifts. And you can just feel the difference in the color temperature. When you've done this long enough, you can just feel the shift. And I'm not in location, so that makes me stressed. So we get done, it's like, okay, now we're really limited with the light. And so now I'm really running and getting my things done.
So I get to Delicate Arch. It's beautiful. It's glowing orange like we had planned. And I ended up having a nice day, actually, just kind of since we were in the mountain range and there was all this fog rolling in. I actually got some really cool cinematic shots, really mysterious shots, really bright shots, really dark shots. The fog just kept moving in and out so much that I just got this crazy variety of stuff. I get to this point in the 00 Arch Trail where I'm like, I'm not going up there. It's basically just this like kind of climb, like it's like a rock scramble. And again, I don't like that stuff. I'm just too cautious. I'm too paranoid when I'm on those. I don't have enough confidence to just like traverse that stuff. So here comes Ryan. He looks at that and he goes, it's not that big a deal. He just goes up.
And Ryan will go on up ahead and do the rock climbing because I'm an idiot. There's not much of a trail. It's kind of hard to suss out here. I probably shouldn't be videoing while I walk because I am straight up on a ridge line here. I don't even know if it's the trail. I'm gonna stop and shoot this because this is too pretty to not. So hopefully I find the arch. But yeah, this is an interesting place. At one point there was a sign that said primitive trail, dangerous hiking. And that was a bit of an understatement. The trail marker, I mean, there's not much of a trail. You gotta just every once in a while track down a trail marker, but you can see like behind me, I mean, it came up along there and just every once in a while there's a trail marker and there's one at the end there, so head the right way. Yeah. They have markers every once in a while, but there's long stretches where you can easily get off trail and you're not hiking on a trail, you're hiking ridge lines of rocks and climbing over things and scrambling. Still haven't made it to the arch, but this is a spot that you stop and shoot and enjoy right here. It's pretty awesome. Pretty epic location. And that light is just settling in as I get here, so I'm very happy. These are the moments when it really pays off, you know? Like, spend the morning stressed, running around, getting shot, and go like, am I sacrificing the end goal for what I'm doing now? And then when it actually works out anyways, for the best, I got what I needed and then still got here at the right light. Because you do all the research you want. I mean, you can't tell exactly to the moment when that light's gonna hit. And we actually happen to have a little bit of filtration of the sun in the clouds here, so it makes that a little bit softer. In this case, the trade-offs weren't trade-offs. We just nailed it all. We got the morning stuff. I was happy with some of the things I got. We'll see, I was a little frantic, so I didn't look closely at all my shots. And then got here and the lighting is perfect on both sides. Arches delivers again, and even though I'm working these trade-offs in my head, I got there right when the light was perfect. I got the shots double low, I got down low on it, I got all the angles I want, and seemingly just as I got the angles I wanted, fog started rolling in, and that was it for the arch. So I got everything I needed there.
After we were done with that hike, it was time to finally go to that location that we had scouted the previous night. And it wasn't looking pretty. There were a lot of clouds in the sky. We said, let's just go there anyway. It actually doesn't look like the sun's gonna come out for us, and we were just a little bit bummed about that.
So there's not much to shoot right now because it's all dead. I'm gonna try to get those mountains, but the sun's right there, right on the edge. Got maybe 20 minutes. If the sun peeks out through that edge of that cloud, we're gonna get rays and diagonal light and beautifulness. It's maybe 50-50 right now.
We are better at predicting what the sun's gonna do. I think we just sort of took it as chance in the past. But nowadays, it's always like, okay, the sun's just gonna do what it's gonna do. And if it doesn't look right now, it could in the next 15 minutes. It's either not coming out, or if it does, it's gonna be amazing.
I think this might be canyon shadow. I think it might already be behind the wall.
Yesterday we were here a lot later, and it was still shining through, so I think it's just being blocked.
I think it'll come back up.
Absolutely. We could see some cool stuff.
See it? Look over there. Yeah, that's what I was pointing at, over there.
Oh, Ryan. We're really in Ford's element now. We're in the place where I start to have problems. I don't stand or sit well. Oh shit, see, I can't even like have a camera sitting there without bumping it. Ford finds the zen moment, finds a cool thing, and I struggle. I'm struggling. But no, I'm excited about this, so there is some action happening, so.
The mountains to the south now have some pretty sunset colors on them. They just, I don't know, they were white or a little bit orange not too long ago. Now they're just a bright pink. And that's cool. It was almost as we were talking about the idea that the sun wasn't going to come out, it came out. And we were able to actually get some shots. So we actually got, I think, even better footage than I expected to get. It was kind of really cool, ideal lighting, really dramatic. And that's kind of the fun thing about this storm system coming in right before, is it left all these incredibly intense and dramatic clouds, and also provided us with these really I call them dramatic moments where the sun just peeks out of a storm cloud and just lights up one mountain while the background's dark. It just looks so cool. I mean, it's postcard stuff. I love that stuff. So that's what that location was to me, is we actually got some really good drama, I think, in terms of like what the footage looks like. Lots of contrast, lots of beauty, and lots of cool evening colors on the clouds.
About to go away again.
Yep. It's happening though. I got one. I got one of the shotsies, and I told you I had hopes. Started to doubt myself. Like that looked tasty earlier.
I think Ryan was a little bit more convinced than me that the sun wasn't going to come back. We just turned our cameras on, got all the footage we needed, and then the sun went away, and it never really came back the same. But if we didn't wait for it, I don't think we would have caught that tiny window to get that shot. Staying the extra 5-10 minutes allowed that window to open up for us. We were hoping for this kind of like big spectacular last show, but the thing is, I'm not that upset about it because it actually came out earlier and we got the shots we wanted. We just didn't maybe get as many, but we did get them. We have footage of them, so I'm still happy. Nature does what it does, and all we have to do is just react to it. It's our job, and it's gonna be different tomorrow, and we gotta react to that.
So it wasn't necessarily a big boom, but it certainly wasn't a bust. We got some good stuff.
The thing was about that location was we were just kind of getting started at the idea of building a sunset segment. That gave us sort of like a glimpse into hopefully what we could shoot down the line, which was we needed to gather more footage like this because we need more footage like that sunset to kind of put together a nice segment for the channel and for the app. But just that little window of light, that wasn't enough to make a segment. We were gonna need more.